Okay, question 11. Now, this one's kind of hard to get your head around, but super easy once you have. So what we've got is 1 plus x to the n times 1 plus x to the n equals, well, that's 1 plus x squared to the n squared, which gives us 1 plus x to the 2n, yeah? Now, remember 1 plus x to the n, well, we're going to have nc0 times 1 to the n times x to the 0 plus nc1 times 1 to the n take 1 times x to the 1 plus nc2 times 1 to the n take 2 times x squared plus, and then it's going to go all the way until we end at ncn 1 to the 0 x to the n. If we then have that squared, 1 plus x to the n times 1 plus x to the n, then that's this whole thing squared. So let me shrink it. So that's that whole thing times itself, yeah? And they want to compare coefficients of x to the n. So coefficients of x to the n. So the only times we're going to have x to the n is, for example, when this one, because this one would be, I mean, you would do the times that, times that, times that, times that. We're not going to bother. We're only after the results that would get us x to the n. So that's x to the 0. We would have to times that by the x to the n term to end up with x to the n in our answer. So for that one, we would have nc0 times 1 to the n times x to the 0 times ncn times 1 to the 0 times x to the n. Our next one would be the next one along. So this time we would have, I'm going to do it in green, this one, but it'd be the times by the next one to the left, you know, and that would have been, in green, nc1 times 1 to the, well, n take 1 times x to the 1. And then we're timesing that by nc n take 1 times 1 to the 1 times x to the n take 1. And you would keep going. So the coefficients, ignoring the x's and everything, because everything's just times by 1, and we're after the coefficients, so we're just after the number that's going to end up in front of the x, we would have nc0 times ncn, nc1 times ncn take 1, nc2 times ncn take 2, and you would keep going like that until you got to ncn times nc0. Now, this equals this, yeah? Because remember how we have 1, 3, 3, 1, 1, 4, 6, 4, 1, 1, 5, 10, 10, 5, 1. These are both on the outside and they equal each other. These ones are 1 in from the outside and they equal each other. So ignoring the fact that we could end up with the middle one, we're just going to totally ignore that. we're going to end up with essentially NC0 squared plus NC1 squared plus NC2 squared plus all the way until we got to NCN squared. Okay? That's not finished yet, don't worry. Okay. On the right hand side, we've got 1 plus x to the 2n, which if we expanded it out, it would be 2n c0 times 1 to the 2n times x to the 0 plus 2n c1 times 1 to the 2n, take 1, times x to the 1 plus, and then we'd end up with a situation where we had 2n cn times 1 to the 2n, take n, times x to the n, plus, and then you keep going until you had 2n c 2n times 1 to the 0 times x to the 2n. Now if we're after the coefficients of x to the n again, then that would just be this golden term in the middle. Okay. 2ncn times 1 to the 2n take n, but you know, don't worry about timesing it by 1. Okay, so that means this lot equals this little one. That's a whole lot. Okay. So, for example, let's consider, in the questions ask us to consider these ones. Okay, so n equals 1. So that's 1, 1, 1, yeah. So what we're saying is 1c0 plus 1c1, both of them squared, equals 2 times 1c1. 1c0 is 1, 1c1 is 1, 2c1 is 2, so 2 equals 2 true for n equals 1. Okay, n equals 2. So we have 2c0 squared plus 2c1 squared plus 2c2 squared equals 2 times 2c2. So 2c0, don't forget this is 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1. So 2c0 is 1. 2c1 is 2. 2c2 is 1. We're saying that's the same as 4c2. So this is 1 plus 4 plus 1 equals, well, 4c2 is 6. Yeah, 6 equals 6. True. 4 n equals 2. Don't know if I need to keep going through these. You know how to do it now. That's question 11.